ARMY shocked. Taehyung reveals his latest training, running for 1 hour and 20 minutes without stopping. Hello everyone. And welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing. Not because we are chasing numbers. Not because we are racing the algorithm. And not because we want to be the fastest. But because there are still stories. Stories about BTS. About Kim Taehyung. That should never be told in a rush. Stories that need space. Stories that need time. Stories that deserve to be listened to. With a calm heart. Today, armies around the world didn't scream. They didn't panic. They fell silent. Not because of a major teaser. Not because of a dramatic stage photo. And not because of an announcement designed to go viral. But because of one simple fact. Shared quietly, without spectacle. Taehyung ran for 1 hour and 20 minutes without stopping. 1 hour. 20 minutes. No breaks. No cuts. No pauses. And precisely because of its simplicity. This fact felt so shocking. To the outside world, this might sound like a normal workout routine. But to ARMY, who have followed Taehyung's journey for years, that number carries a much deeper meaning. Because this is not about speed. Not about body image. And certainly not about showing off strength. It is about endurance. About consistency. About quiet determination. Running for 1 hour and 20 minutes is not just about legs that keep moving. It is a test of breath growing shorter. A test of muscles starting to protest. And most of all, a test of the mind. That keeps asking, why am I still going? And when that question appears, what matters is not physical strength, but mental strength. For a long time, many people have known Taehyung as a symbol of softness. Eyes full of emotion. A warm, comforting voice. A smile that feels like home. He is known as an artist. As a musician with deep sensitivity. As someone expressive and imaginative. But this training revealed another side. A side rarely talked about. A side that is not romantic. Not aesthetic. And not always pleasant. The side of discipline. The side of solitude. The side of hard work that does not seek attention. Running alone. For more than an hour. Is a long conversation with oneself. No audience. No applause. No instant validation. Only the sound of breathing. The beating heart. And footsteps repeated. Again and again. ARMY began to realize something. That Taehyung has never stopped growing. He simply does it quietly. He doesn't often talk about exhaustion. He doesn't broadcast the process. He doesn't turn his effort into a spectacle. Yet the results are always felt. In his stability on stage. In his control over his body. In the way he stands. Calm, yet powerful. This training is just a small fragment of a long routine we never get to see. Silent mornings. Days without cameras. Small decisions repeated every day. To keep going, even when no one is watching. Many armies said, he is truly serious about himself. And perhaps that is the most accurate sentence. Taehyung is not competing with anyone else. He is not chasing other people's standards. He is competing with the version of himself from yesterday. And doing that requires a quiet kind of courage. Because running for 1 hour and 20 minutes is not just about being able to start. It is about not stopping. When the body begins to look for excuses. When the mind starts to weaken. When comfort calls you to quit. And it is exactly there that a person's character is shaped. In an entertainment industry that moves fast, where everything demands instant results, training like this feels almost silent. But that silence is what builds the foundation. Because a big stage is never built on half-hearted effort, and bright spotlights are always supported by hard work that few people ever see. Taehyung understands that. He does not wait for the moment to be ready. He prepares himself. Even when there is no schedule. Even when there is no demand. Even when no one is asking. And for ARMY, seeing this feels deeply personal. Because behind the global star, they see a human being. Someone who chooses to keep moving. To keep improving. To take care of his body and mind. With intention and awareness. This training is not just a physical habit. It is a form of respect. For himself. For his career. And for the people who have believed in him all this time. Maybe that is why Taehyung's journey always feels consistent. Not because he is perfect. Not because he never gets tired. But because he chooses to keep showing up. Even when no one is watching. 1 hour and 20 minutes. That number is no longer just a duration. It has become a symbol. A symbol that real growth often happens in silence. And that the greatest strength does not always shout. Sometimes it simply keeps running. If this story made you pause for a moment, if this training inspired you, or if you saw a part of yourself in Taehyung's consistency, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Share your story. Share your feelings. Because sometimes, a single sentence written by you can mean more than thousands of views. Because behind every screen, there is a heartbeat, a memory, a moment when a song arrived at the right time and stayed longer than expected. Because ARMY is not just an audience. They are witnesses. They are companions. They are the ones who stayed when the road was quiet, when the future was uncertain, when believing took patience. ARMY is part of the journey. Not watching from afar, but walking alongside it. Step by step. Year by year. Your comments are not noise. They are echoes of shared history. Stories of late nights. Of comfort found in melodies. Of strength borrowed from someone who never stopped trying. So take your time. Don't rush your words. Let them come from a place that's real. And when this story ends for today, know that it isn't truly ending. See you in the next story. A story we will continue to tell. Slowly. With feeling. And with honesty. Because some stories aren't meant to be finished quickly. They are meant to be lived.